Shalom, shalom. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakar, Qudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, my teachers, my elders who taught me well, taught the brothers around me well, taught, the nation of Israel well, and have been great role models in its truth, in its journey, man. All right, man. Big ups and salutations to the hopeful elect, the house of Dawadah, the men, women, and children. Okay. My name is Thawan Mayam. I'm from the Shepherds of Berea camp. We go out week in and week out to promote the downfall of America. All right. The name of this sit down is going to be called the Proffer Agreement. Okay. And what sparked my mind, I was watching this movie called Judas the Messiah, probably like my third or fourth time watching it. And I just want to inform y'all brothers about something called a Proffer Agreement. All right. AKA a queen for a day. Now watch this. This is the brother William O'Neill. All right. This is who the movie's about. Okay. When you go into Black Messiah, he's played by Daniel Kaluuya. All right. I mean, my fault. No, he's not. He's played by Lakeith Stanfield, Salakia, Bill O'Neill. Okay. And you notice also he was a betrayer in this movie. He also was bugged out in the movie called Get Out. All right. And it's funny that they got this guy always playing these roles, cutthroat roles and lost, Jake being lost, But this was a great movie, man. It gets you to think. It gets you to assess situations and, just look at things differently, man, through the Holy Spirit, the Spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Now, this is the real Bill O'Neill, all right, a.k.a. William O'Neill, all right? A lot of times people call themselves Bill when their real name is William, all right? Or if your name is Anthony, sometimes people call you Tony. Now, watch what this brother says.
By the FBI was very efficient, very simple, really. I'd stolen a car and went joyriding over the state limit. And they had a potential case against me, and I was looking for an opportunity to work it off.
So he stole the car. He stole the car. This is how the whole thing started. He stole the car. The government knew about it. Okay? What did they do? You're going to see what they told him to do. All right? But just remember, he stole the car. Now, you had a lot of arrests going on with these PPP loans. All right? A lot of people got caught out there for taking money from the government about businesses that they never had. Now, I want to ask you a question. Why wouldn't the government do its due diligence before they gave the money just to double check, make sure, go by the establishment, see what's going on. You got to understand the government would do things like this just to get you caught up in a trap. Okay? And now you become a damn Judas for Esau and watch what they make him do.
A couple of months later, that opportunity came when FBI agent Roy Mitchell asked me to go down to the local office of the Black Panther Party and try to gain membership.
Now, check this out. That was the assignment. He didn't get arrested for this. Nothing happened to him. He said, yo, you want to work this off? You want to work these PPP loans off? Talking about now. Hey, I want you to join. What movement is popping now? The Hebrew Israelites. Now, what is supposed to happen to a person that steals a car according to the Bible? Are the priests supposed to get in league with that man? I'm going to show you what's supposed to happen. This is the book of Leviticus 6:1. All right. You brothers try to read along, for you could be fully edified, man. All right. These are the laws on what happens to a thief. It says, and the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, if a soul sin and commit a trespass against the Lord and lie unto his neighbor, in which was delivered him to keep, or in fellowship, or in a thing taken away by violence, or have deceived his neighbor. Okay? When you do these things, you're trespassing against the Lord. When you steal from another person, when you, especially an Israelite, mainly an Israelite, but anybody, you ain't supposed to steal, period. When you steal from somebody, when you take something by violence, okay, busting somebody's window, take their stuff, pull a gun out on them. When you deceive your neighbor, you're really trespassing against the Lord, man. Verse 3, or have found that which was lost, right? You found something that was lost, and lie of concern of it. You might have found a dog. You might have found something and somebody come and say, yo, man, did you see my dog? Or, did you see my wallet? I just dropped it. Nah, I ain't see it. And swear falsely, y'all swear to God. And any of all these that a man doeth sinneth therein, verse 4, then it shall be because he have sinned and is guilty, that he shall restore. You see? So what's supposed to happen to William O'Neill, a.k.a. Bill O'Neill, Judas and the Messiah? That which he took violently away, or the thing which he had deceitfully gotten, or that which was delivered him to keep, or the lost thing which he found. So you're supposed to restore, restitution. See, this will stop people from stealing immediately. This is why the Bible is the key. If you was to steal a car from somebody, and okay, you stole the car, now you got to give that money back plus interest. You don't lock nobody up for that. You make them work now. And I guarantee you they won't steal again. You see? This is the importance of the Bible. It says, verse 5, or all that about which he have sworn falsely, he shall even restore, right? And the principal, right? And shall add the fifth part more thereto, and give it unto him to whom it appertaineth in the day of his trespass offering. Salakia. So if a vehicle, if you stole something $100,000, right? A vehicle or chain, right? Now you have to give that $100,000 back. Plus, you got to add a fifth part to it. 20%. 1/5. So really you're giving back $120,000. Now, mind you, the reason why you stole it was because you ain't have the money. You didn't want to buy it. So imagine you steal something, you got to give it back, and you got to pay a restitution on it. A penalty. And it says, and give it unto him to whom it appertaineth in the day of his trespass offering. See, it was a trespass offering. You see? Because you did it to a man, but you sinned against, you really came against the Lord. Because Israel is a representative of the Lord. Verse 6, and he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord, a ram without blemish. So you also got to get a ram without blemish out of the flock, with the estimation for a trespass offering unto the priest. Now, when you go into how much a ram costs, it says you can expect to pay $2,000 to $4,000 in initial expenses to purchase a ram. So now you took something that was $100,000, you add the 1/5 to it, and you got to get a ram that costs $4,000, $2,000 to $4,000. That's damn near $125,000, man. And you're gonna have to work for that. Who's gonna steal now? Nobody. You see that? This is why the priesthood was. This is why the laws need to be put in play. It says, and the priest shall make an atonement for him before the Lord, and it shall be forgiven him for anything of all that he have done in trespassing therein. What does America do? Now, mind you, America say what? In God we trust. That's what they got on their dollar bill. In God we trust. So if they believe in God we trust, why did they tell him to work it off and join the Black Panther movement? You don't think there's 100,000 William O'Neills, 1 million William O'Neills right now? Females. And just because you see a male, they come with females too. Now watch what this devil going to tell him to do. Because back then the Black Panther movement was popping. What's the new movement that's taking everything by storm? The Hebrew Israelites. Now watch this.
To develop negative information to discredit.
They wanted him to develop negative information to discredit. You see that?
Just like we did everybody else. We, meaning the FBI, I tried to come up with signs of him doing drugs or something, and never could. He was clean. He was dedicated. I've had private conversations with him. We got along pretty well.
2 weeks later, a gun battle on Chicago's...
You see that? You see that? So they made an agreement with this dude, okay, to infiltrate. All right? There was one more thing he said. Right here. I'm going to go right here.
And and looking through a little clearing over on the next block, which was right in front of the Monroe Street address, and seeing a lot of police cars over there. And at that time, Bobby Rush came to the office. He had just come from over there, or maybe the coroner's office. In any case, we walked back over there, and we both were speechless. We just walked through the house and saw what had taken place and where he died, and it was shocking. And then I just began to realize that the information that I supplied leading up to that moment had facilitated that raid. I knew that indirectly I had contributed, and I felt it.
See that? He's basically telling you that all the information that he was given led to the brother Fred Hampton getting killed. You see that? So that was their whole thing. That was the end game. It wasn't about trying to see if they had any dirt in them. The end game was to kill a man that, even though the brothers was lost, right? He didn't know he was a Hebrew Israelite, but he had a little bit of righteousness in him. He had righteousness in him. He wanted his people to rise up.
I felt bad about it. And then I got mad. I had... and then I had to conceal those feelings, which made it worse. I couldn't say anything. I just had to...
Stop it. You full of shit, man. You a goddamn coon. You just like Judas, the real Judas, okay? You got mad. Take the money back. I don't want... No, it's too late. The action already been done. You got in league with the government, man.
Continue to play the role.
You played the role. Not only that, when you go do the research, they gave that brother, what you call that? A gas station. Now I'm gonna go into what a proffer agreement is, right? I just want to, line everything up. It says a proffer agreement is a written contract between a federal prosecutor and a defendant or someone under a criminal investigation. Put simply, the defendant will agree to give the prosecutor helpful information. In exchange, their statements won't be used against them later in criminal proceedings. It says what? It's also called a queen for a day. Okay? So these guys, well, like, say for instance, if you got caught up in a gang raid, a RICO case with the Bloods, right? Y'all all got locked up, but you become an informant. You make a proffer agreement. And everything you said, you could have killed somebody. You could have raped somebody. They willing to throw all that away just to indict whoever they want to indict. You see that? But where's that in the scriptures, man? Explain to me, where's that? Would somebody get a pass for doing wicked and won't get judged, but you use them again and again and again as an informant? And once these guys sign these proffer agreements with the federal government, they continue to keep working. So now it's time to bring out precepts, man. It says Psalms 50:16. It says, but unto the wicked God saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Yeah, you the one that subscribes to the Bible. You make the president swear on the Bible. In God we trust. This is what you do. This is how you move. But what is the judgment for somebody stealing? Do you supposed to go in agreements with William O'Neill? When you got dudes like drug cartel members that become informants, and now you allow them to go back on the street? You brothers got to be real circumspect, man. Verse 17, seeing thou hateth instruction and casted my words behind thee, okay? Because all you had to do was read Leviticus, the 6th chapter. And it could have told you what to do with somebody that steals, man. You cast the Most High words behind him, man. Verse 18, when thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and has been partakers with adulterers, man. You see that? When you saw a thief, William O'Neill was a thief. You made an agreement with him, man. Let's go to that word consent. It says what? To give, assess, or the proposal of another. Agree. To be of the same mind or opinion. You came to an agreement with a damn thief. You understand that? Just like you got this dude, Rick Ross. Rick Ross said that, yo, the guys that was selling him drugs was federal informants working for the CIA. So the whole time, right? And now you're going to push that same spirit, right? With the fake Rick Ross. Look at this is the fake Rick Ross, right? The one that raps. He used to be a correction officer. So who the hell is this guy? See now you're going deep down the rabbit hole. Who the hell was this guy? This dude was a correction officer, and all of a sudden he talking about he was selling bricks. When? When were you selling bricks? You bugged the hell out. But I'm gonna show you the real Rick Ross, okay? This is the real Rick Ross. Watch this, brothers.
The newspaper asserted that members of the CIA's army in Nicaragua helped spark a crack cocaine explosion in urban America in the 1980s. The report said
the CIA was involved with drugs, man. But then they're going to act like, oh, man, you black people be complaining, what y'all want reparation for? Because you never did that with no other community. You never flooded the Chinese community with crack cocaine. You never flooded the Jewish community with crack cocaine. You flooded the urban cities with crack cocaine and locked up the fathers. But why did you allow that? Because you had an agenda, you bastards.
two Nicaraguans, Danilo Blandon and Norwin Meneses, sold tons of cocaine to Los Angeles drug dealer Ricky Ross. The article said Blandon and Meneses funneled millions of dollars in profits to CIA-backed rebels fighting the leftist Sandinista government in Nicaragua.
So these dudes had a free pass to do whatever they wanted. Just like William O'Neill. And once again, that incident with William O'Neill happened in 1967. You talking about 50 years ago. These were the techniques they was using.
The articles showed no direct link to the CIA, but did include a photograph of...
Of course it ain't going to show no direct link to the CIA. Like the CIA was on the corner wearing jackets saying CIA on it. Selling dime bags of crack.
On the right, with Adolfo Calero in the center, a leader in the CIA-funded rebel army known as the Contras. Much of the information in the articles is not new. Allegations of Contra drug connections have been the subject of congressional probes, news stories, and books. What is new is the link the article suggests between the wholesalers and the retailers, between men said to be associated with the CIA-backed Contras and sales of crack cocaine on the streets. The series was written by reporter Gary Webb.
Did the CIA put drugs into the black community? We don't have any evidence so far that they did it directly. And what we have evidence of is that men working for a CIA-run army did do that.
Of course. If I was to ask a regular person walking down the block, show me where the CIA office is at, they wouldn't even know. You got people in the CIA that don't know where all the offices is at. These people will have a building, a warehouse right in the city somewhere, and you wouldn't even know that they back there doing this madness.
Knowledge of the CIA?
That's the part we don't know. That's the part we don't know. I mean, what we know is that these guys were working for a CIA army. They were meeting with CIA agents before and during the time they were doing this. What happens from there is sort of where we ran into the wall of national security.
It spread quickly. The crack business was lucrative for high-powered dealers like Ricky Ross, the man cited in the series. Ross, now in federal prison in San Diego, became an overnight millionaire.
At our heyday, as much as maybe $1 million a day, $2 million a day sometimes.
And you could look at this brother right here and tell back then he wasn't the smartest tool in the shed, the sharpest tool in the shed, man. And that's they was getting guys that was naive and dumb that didn't know a goddamn thing that was going on, man. You see?
Maybe more, a few days. This wasn't every day though. Right. It was like we had days that.
That's how much you were taking in.
Right, in one day.
Ross says he complained to his supplier, Danilo Blandon, that he had difficulty counting all the money.
So eventually he bought us a money machine, and he brought it over to us. And it eased the pain, a lot.
It's supposed to be a CIA. These guys working for the CIA. Why are you bringing brothers money machine? Why are you bringing these guys kilos of coke? Why are you showing them how to cook crack? Because that's chemists. That's somebody that know how to deal with chemicals, man. The government taught us how to cook crack, man. It's right there, man. They didn't try to stop it. They had an agenda.
But eventually it even got too much for one money machine. We wound up getting 3 money machines to count it. Because one money machine would just be running, and then we'd have money stacked. And we had people that all they would do all day was count money, eventually.
Full-time money counters.
Yeah.
Even though Ross is a central figure in this story, he can shed little light on the people he dealt with. Blandon, then. What did you know about him? Did you know his name?
No, just Danilo.
Danilo.
And we used to call him Nika.
You don't even know his last name?
No.
Did he ever talk about the government, the U.S. government?
He don't even know his last name. This guy just come out of nowhere with hundreds of kilos of cocaine, and you don't know nothing about this. That let you know these guys was slow, man. But these guys is creating anthems. I think I'm Big Meech. These guys was demons, man. They was under a demonic spell.
Never.
DEA, CIA?
No, nothing.
Hell no, he didn't know he was CIA.
Life in prison, LA's biggest.
Know what the government is capable of. My God, my God. What's next?
Facing life in prison, LA's biggest crack dealer now is saying he was a pawn in a CIA plot. And his argument was convincing enough that a federal judge postponed sentencing to consider evidence that his main supplier was an agency operative.
His main supplier was an agency operative. You see that?
His whole intentions was for me to make more money. The more money I made, the more money he made, and I guess the more money that he would have to help sponsor the war.
You see that? So these was agendas, man. This is what I'm trying to say, man. These guys got in league and did certain things, man. Okay, what did the scriptures say, man? They knew what was going on. They knew exactly what was going on. That's how they could tell, damn, how much money this man making. This is a Sirach 15 and 20. He have committed no man to do wickedly. That's the Lord. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua have never given no man no license to sell crack. No license to move kilos of coke. No license to steal vehicles. No license to betray his people. Neither have he given any man license to sin. This is what these guys was doing. Giving these kids, teenagers, licenses to sin, man. Messing up the community. This was done to you Hebrew Israelites. Wake up. Now I'm going to go to another one. Look at this guy. This guy is what you get the movie Paid in Full from. This is Alpo Martinez. This is his friend, his so-called friend, Richard Porter. Look how he's kissing him on his head. I just want to show you something. He's another one that made the Proffer Agreement. But look what happened. In 2015, release. Why the hell was Alpo even released? Martinez was released in 2015 while serving a 35-year sentence for 14 counts of murder. Hold up. So they knew that he committed 14 murders and they allowed him to be released? This guy is pretty much like a CIA federal agent. He's a hitman. He could sell drugs, he could kill people, and he could be released. This is crazy. This is madness, man. What does the scripture say? Leviticus 24 and 17. He that killeth any man shall surely be put to death. Why was he released in 2015? That's the question. Now, I want to show you how sick this brother was. All right? All right. Just want to show you how bugged out this guy was, man.
Do you mind taking me on a tour exactly of where it happened, how it happened? No. And kind of walk me through it.
So this dude asked him, this another Negro, a nigger, gonna ask him to take him on a tour. Like you at the zoo or something, man. A geographical national zoo. Can you take me on a tour where you killed your best friend at? This dude right here need to get smacked up too, man.
Right here where I was meeting Rich that night. And I pulled up right here. He got into the van right here. And once he got into the van, I knew I had to lock. I locked the doors. And as I was pulling off, I was asking him, because it didn't take long after I pulled off, I was asking him like, yo, Rich, where did you get that coat from, man? That shit was good, because I wanted to make him comfortable. That shit was good as a motherfucker. He's like, I got it from my connect. I said, oh yeah. So from there, I knew he was lying. I turned to my little man. I gave him the nod. Once I gave him the nod, my little man spent, because he was short, so he could stand up in the van. Next thing you heard was 2 gunshots. Bang, bang. Richard slumped over. And it happened. It happened right here.
This dude is bugged out. This dude don't care about the family or nothing, man. And this is what the government allowed to still roam in our community, man. These guys be signing proffer agreements, 5K1 letters, man. And they be working, man. What's a 5K1 letter? It says if you have been charged with a crime, chances are that the prosecution has suggested that you receive a lighter sentence if you cooperate. They may have told you they will submit a 5K1 letter to the judge urging him or her to impose a less severe punishment. What is a less severe punishment? Explain that. How does a dude kill 14 people and get a less severe punishment? When I just brought out the scripture, that man's supposed to got put to goddamn death, man. He supposed to got put to death, man. This don't make any sense, man. And there's a law on that, okay? It says Numbers 35 and 16. And if he smite him with an instrument of iron so that he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. So what the hell are they giving out 5K1s and proffer agreements? Now this nigga gonna come back to the hood and give a detailed story about how he killed somebody. He's able to talk about it. Meanwhile, the family is suffering. He supposed to got put to death, and it gets deeper. And if he smite him with throwing a stone, wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. Okay? But you're willing to say, hey, man, I forgive you, man. Hey, man, just join this Hebrew Israelite camp. Go join Great Millstone. Go join Shepherds of Berea. Go join ISUPK. Go join IUIC. You know they got agents all through these camps, man. And maybe around me. Verse 18, or if he smite him with a hand weapon of wood wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. Now watch this. This is how it's supposed to go. The revenger of blood himself shall slay the murderer. All right? So if he got a brother, a sister, somebody in that family was supposed to murder Alpo. So he can't make no goddamn videos reminiscing about when he killed somebody, man. But you drop off these creatures, these low-level demons in our neighborhood. When he meeteth him, he shall slay him, man. That's the judgment. Now, I was reading this article real quick. I'm about to wrap it up, okay? Because you out here giving niggas a license to sin. It says what? A cartel hitman who decapitated enemies has gone missing from U.S. prison. Now, hold up. How the hell somebody get missing from the U.S. prison system, man? A cartel leader hitman found of videotaping torture sessions and decapitating likely dozens of enemies has gone missing from a federal prison in Florida where he was serving a 49-year sentence. Even this is off as hell. So now you got this creep roaming around, probably trying to join a Hebrew Israelite camp, because he didn't escape. You can't escape a federal prison. They let him go, or they probably got him on an assignment. As of November, Edgar Valdez Villarreal, a Mexican-American cartel leader, has been mysteriously removed from the Federal Bureau of Prison website. He is now listed as not in BOP custody, even though his release date is not until July 27, 2056. Valdez, 49, is known as the underworld moniker as La Barbie and headed up the Los Negros, an enforcement group of the Beltran Levy cartel. So basically what this guy was, because he was working with black people, BMF, Craig Pettis from Tennessee. He was working with black people. This is how he made his money. And he had a crew called Los Negros, where he only surrounded himself with Afro-Latino people, man. One of Mexico's most ruthless underworld groups. At one point, he was a top lieutenant for the Sinaloa cartel, run by convicted drug dealer Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. So you see the connection? So BMF was working with the CIA. But then you got this guy, Rick Ross, who was a correction officer, talking about he think he's Big Meech. So where the hell is this dude at? Huh? Look at this guy. This guy is probably somewhere in a camp trying to join the camp or doing another drug operation or about to testify on somebody. Why wasn't he put to death? Why is he getting helicopter treatment to come to America? Why didn't they put his neck in the blaze that's going above this helicopter? Huh? Explain this to me. Explain this to me, please, man. You can't escape from this. These jails is underground. But you see what's going on? The Lady of Justice, okay? Supposed to be holding a sword, symbol of justice. You're supposed to be covering your eyes, Supposed to be impartial. You're supposed to be judging. You see, the sword, the scales, the balance. But see, it's no more balance no more, man. This is totally benefiting the wicked. When you got somebody that was videotaping tortures, man, and he's able to get a sentence, why wasn't he given a death penalty, man? Proverbs 11:21. It says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered, man. You want to know why this scripture is so important? Because the wicked has literally formed Voltron. The wicked has a whole ecosystem, man. They got people working in the finance department. They got people working in the judicial department. They got people working in the police departments. They said white supremacist groups are all in the police departments. So they join hand in hand. They form in Voltron. They got people in the sports industry, management, news reporters. They are strong, man. So you really think that these guys could have did murders and sold drugs and was hit with 50-year sentences? You think these guys won't come out and try to join the camp, man? Do these damn proffer agreements? Proverbs 18:5. I'm gonna wrap it up. It is not good to accept the person of the wicked to overthrow the righteous in judgment, man. It's not good to do that. You wanted to accept all this baggage that these wicked bastards got to offer. While you sit in the back like you the goddamn puppet master. Like we don't know what you're doing. We know what you're doing, man. Hey, man, I hope this video was edifying, man. Brothers got to be on point, man. Stay on point, man. Okay? Because these people are working. Okay? You don't know who's who. And you got to be on point. You have to be on point, man. You got to pray to the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashim Awashah, Bashim Akakodash, man. Don't be doing anything around people, man. Be on point, man. Live righteous. Don't just be a weekend warrior prophet. Because you don't know who's who no more in this world. You don't know who's working, man. All right? Hey, with that being said, call halal y'all by Shem Shah, by Shem Dash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Salutations to you brothers that's doing the truth sincerely and not for vainglory. Shalom.